I think I want to make up this new series called Closet Conversations because it seems like I have some of my deepest thoughts in the closet. Just to kind of give you an idea of how it's set up in here, I have it's a walk-in closet, and I like refurbished it's like a tiny desk to use as my vanity. It has drawers and stuff like that. So that was back when I was in my furniture refurbishing days. That used to be a really fun hobby of mine, but I haven't done anything like that in a while since arthritis and stuff got a little bad. And then I started working on the book, and just kind of lost interest in that type of thing. But I have some of my deepest thoughts in here, and on my vanity, I have what is this, like a 10 times magnified mirror. So sometimes I sit in here and just look in this magnified mirror and look at all the blemishes on my face, and a lot of times I pick with them. So I remember telling you guys about this. I don't know, it's probably been about 9 months ago or so now, when I was talking about my skin issues, and I said, sometimes I just sit in here and pick, and instead of doing that, I should, start making videos instead. So I guess I'm finally doing that. So as I'm talking, I'm not picking, so I guess that's working, right? But anyway, so I was just thinking, like, I guess I'm just at the point where I am over it, like over really just over protecting my father. I still felt like there was hope. Like I told you guys, it's been, nearly a year since I started speaking out publicly. And I feel like that's been, an adequate amount of time for him to get himself together. I feel like it. Especially, excuse me, in light of the things that I have shared. There has been absolutely no change in any type of positive direction. In my mind, his behavior speaks more to the reprobate mindset that I've come to believe that he has. And so I was just thinking, you know, at this point, I feel like my father is just the man my mother chose. You know, that she chose and then couldn't get rid of. Because he wouldn't allow her to live a life without him. It's like if she wanted to live without him, then that was going to be the end of her. He was going to kill her. And I know that I feel like there's probably been, a few attempts and more than a few moments where he really desired to end her. And that just doesn't sit well with me. I will never ever idolize a man who showed so much aggression and violence towards my mother. And it honestly, I'm not even really tripping about what he did to me, which is why I don't really, I really only talk about one incident, really. Even though there were many, I really only talk about one thing. And that's, the very first moment where I feel like I was awakened to my father's rage and violence and the evil within him. And that was when he slammed my leg in the car door. Well, when I was 5, by the way. Well, I just feel like, a lot of people do idolize their fathers, and I am so grateful that there are a lot of people who don't, and who haven't and will never experience what I experienced, from their father. But the fact of the matter is, there are a lot of people who experience what I experienced from my father. And they experience it from, other men in their lives, uncles, grandfathers, pastors, counselors, coaches, it's something that is just, it's running rampant, and it still seems like, a lot of us are in a lot of denial about it. And I just, I guess I just feel like as long as I continue to be just really, I don't know, like sometimes I feel like, I just want to like just really say, like, with no filter, just no hose barred, just spew it, but then it's like that's not really me though, it's like my way of expressing things is a little bit different. I'm just a little more um the word that's coming to mind is calculated, and I know that that has a negative connotation, but that's what it is really. I have a more calculated approach to how I handle issues, and people. um so I don't know, I guess I just have to let it flow as it flows. But I just I just I just never idolized him ever. Like he stayed around, and yes, he did do some good things for people, but he did a lot of bad too. And in my mind, his good does not outweigh his bad. It doesn't. And I don't even think that if he was to completely, turn his life around and you know, repay, the debt of his behavior um, over his entire lifetime. He just doesn't even have enough years left on this earth for that. You know, it would just take, it'll take more than what he has. But I still think that he should do it. I still think that he should change. He should give over his life to serving others, actually really serving people instead of being served. And, I just know that's just not going to be the case. But that seems to be the pattern. And not just in this situation, but in a lot of situations. And I think you guys need to realize that as long as you have breath in your body, you have a chance to, you can't go back and undo what you did, true enough. But it doesn't mean that you can't move forward and and repay some of your debt, your spiritual debt. Like, these are like spiritual crimes, in my opinion. Spiritual abuse, y'all. I'm gonna have to go over this, read this whole article with you guys, because I went over it. I went over part of it. Excuse me. Like, I don't know. It was last year sometime. When I started reading The Yeast of the Pharisees, but I never finished it. So I'm going to have to just read that whole article, because that's, those principles in that article really taught me a lot about spiritual abuse and about the signs and all of that stuff. So I'm going to have to really I'm going to have to share that with you guys. But he just, I feel like these are spiritual crimes that were committed, and that you have to pay that back spiritually. So I don't know how he's gonna pay that back, but I would think that it would start with a mindset to want to, and he just doesn't appear to have that. He doesn't even have a desire to want to. It's more about the performance. It's it's like there's an enjoyment of even being exposed. So then you have to ask yourself, like, who does that? You know? Like, who? Most people will, realize the error of their ways. First of all, longer ago than now, much, much longer ago. But to continue down this path, even once, even while being exposed, is, I mean, that's a mindset that's it's on, it's on another level, y'all. So, I know, like, I'm just thinking that I'm over it. I'm over him, over, um, you know, people like him, people who follow him, people who support him. I'm over the whole thing because those people, even the people around and, who support, they think that they're doing a good thing. They think that they're helping him, that they're, encouraging him to change, but they're not. They're not. They're just falling into the trap because they're not even equipped to handle a person like that. They're just not. They don't even have the street smarts or the spiritual wherewithal. They don't have it. Like he runs circles around them people. They're like playthings. He calls them retardos. Like in real life, y'all. He calls his members retardos. It's just like, who does that? So I would never, he will never be um, the epitome of what a man or a pastor or a father should be or a husband. It's just not. And frankly, I'm disappointed. And I'm really just over it, you know? I'm really just done with him. And I think that that's probably, a realization that a lot more of us should come to is that mindset, to just be strong and wrong, and not even just strong and wrong, but like violent and rageful in it. It's like they're strong and wrong and they'll kill you if you, you know what I'm saying? If you disagree, it's like, it's insane. And it's like, let's just not even lose the common sense principles of it. We don't even have to think about this on a higher spiritual level. Let's just think about this on basic, everyday, just regular thoughts. Regular common sense. This is like, this is insane. And I think that, like, we need to, you need to recognize that. We need to recognize that there are people who are like that. And that's, it's scary, but it's also empowering to know, like, okay, now we're waking up to this stuff. So now we don't have to keep getting played, keep getting abused and manipulated, and it's like, come on. We deserve to, have a life that, we live that's our choice, not to be pushed and coerced into doing and believing and serving somebody. Like one man who doesn't even give back for real. Like he never created any jobs, you know? Like had people working for him but just paying him pennies. Or barely, not even paying them at all. Where is the community enrichment? Where are the miracles? Where is all of this stuff? that's been claimed year after year, decade after decade. There is nothing to show. And frankly, I'm disappointed and I'm over it. And so, in my way, of being just as blunt and open and transparent and honest as I can be, I'm just going to deliver it in my way. I don't have to be nasty. And if I am nasty about it, then so be it. Give me the grace that you've been extending him for so long that he didn't deserve. Because every time he got it, he misused it. And I'm sick of it. So I guess that's my closet talk. And I would have taken all that aggression out probably on my skin. But now I'm empowered, to stop punishing myself. And just lay this all down. All right, you guys. I guess I'll have to get on out the closet since I guess I shared what I needed to share. Anyways, I love you guys. And I will talk to you later. This has been Closet Conversations with Dolores, the pastor's daughter. Bye-bye for now.